You're very welcome. Just waiting a couple minutes till 1:45 so we can make a start. So enjoy the Koshi wind chime. This is the one for water. So we'll go ahead and make a start. You're very welcome. This is a safe space for you to relax and let go of any tensions and any worries that may be preying on your mind. This time is just for you. There's nowhere to go, nothing you have to do. Just settle in, get comfortable. If you have a nice warm fuzzy blanket, that can be nice. We'll be visiting some bits of nature as we relax and rejuvenate. If you have any questions or comments, you can put them in the chat and I'll be very glad to get back to you. We'll start today with our dandelion, our Ginny Joe. It's such a wonderful part of nature, and I don't know if we always agree with or appreciate it, because sometimes it can seem a little bit more like it's ruining our gardens. So, but I invite you to come back in your mind to when you were young and you're out in a field and you see the dandelions, or the Ginny Joes is what we call them here in Ireland. And when you were small, did you ever find one of these puffballs and make a wish and then gently blow? I remember doing this as the sunlight was coming down on my shoulders, and it was just such a magical time because I would watch the seeds gently flow through the air, and I always watched to see how far they might go. We can do this now with our breath by breathing out, exhaling slowly and easily. We can begin to let go of our thoughts, our worries. Just let them go. Let them go out with your breath and float away in the gentle breeze. We can be open to letting go of things that we no longer need and making space for new things in our lives. So if you've ever been in a field with the sun streaming down on you and you find a dandelion, maybe pick it and give it a blow and see what you might let go of. We're moving now to a gently flowing river. I always find water to be so healing, so cleansing, so relaxing, just the way it flows along. As you can see here with this river, I invite you to consider, are there things that you've been carrying, things that have become too heavy for you? Make an easy start in letting go just by holding your index finger, left or right, gently, easily. You don't have to grip it or massage it or press. Just lovingly hold it. And you can hold it in any way you like. Just cradle it in your other palm. So I invite you to imagine that your tensions are easily floating away, like a small leaf floating down the river, gently flowing along the surface, just traveling along. And we can release tensions that we don't need anymore. Just relax, let it go, and follow your breath. You might find there's a little more tension in your shoulders that you weren't aware of, and we can release them. So drop your shoulders, breathe out, bow your head, and smile. And I invite you to hold your other index finger and just be present. Be in your body. What do you notice? And you can spend some time just holding your hands and be renewed. That's part of the magic of Jin Shin Jyutsu. We don't have to try. We can just be and just release and relax and rejuvenate. Our next stop in nature is a bit different, but it's equally expansive. I have some friends who are just mad about the desert. They say it's just so wonderful when you have the warm heat from the sun, the energy coming down on you, and you can see far expanses. I like to think about when we have burdens, how they generally come and rest in our shoulders. And this particular area of our body is called Safety Energy Lock 11 in Jin Shin Jyutsu, and it relates to justice and burdens. And we can ease these things, but just by gently resting our hand on our shoulder. We can do it with our hands on the same side, or I find it really nice to just put my hand across on the other shoulder and relax. And as I'm thinking about it, if this is where we're holding our burdens, what are the things that we might be carrying? What can we let go of, whether they're ideas or memories, worries from the past? I've found that can really wear me down and burden me and affect my energy. So I'm just so tired. When we're worrying, we can also be borrowing trouble from the future, because worry is interest paid on a debt that was never due, according to Mary Burmeister. So we can release our worries about the past and the future and be present in the current time. There are alternatives. We can let go and remind our body of this by gently resting our hand on our shoulder. And this will help to unload the burdens from the past and the future. I like to combine this hold with another one. And again, I have the picture of the beach and the sand dunes because it brings together the expansiveness from the desert and the gentle releases from the water, the ocean. So you can release even more tension throughout your body by holding your shoulder, and you can use your other hand to help as well. So by keeping your left hand on your right shoulder, gently slip your right hand under your sit bone on your bum. And this has two benefits. First of all, in addition to unburdening by holding your shoulder, putting your hand under your sit bone is another special place that we know about through Jin Shin Jyutsu. And it can help us to be still and present and help to improve our vitality just by sitting on our hands. And by holding these two positions together, it helps to release all the tension in our body, to let it descend down the front of the body. Because the energy flows in our body in a big oval. It comes down the front and goes up the back. And that's our main central energy pattern. There's a lot more energy patterns that go on in our body, but this is the one that actually connects us with the universal energy and the source. And by letting the tension go, letting the energy descend, we open to new and amazing things in our lives. It can just make such a difference. And you can do this as long as you like. Sometimes if I'm watching the news and I start to feel my shoulders creep up, I just gently place my hand and then put my other hand under my sit bone and just breathe and relax. And it makes the worries just melt away. Such a blessing. I invite you to change hands to do the other side, because you do have two sides on your body, and it would be amazing to release all the tension on one side of your body, but you might be a little bit lopsided if you don't do both sides. So let's just sit for a moment and relax. Drop your shoulders. Follow your breath. And just be present. Sometimes people can sense an energetic pulsation in their bodies. I know that for a long time when I started practicing Jin Shin Jyutsu, I didn't feel it. And that's okay. So if you do feel an energetic pulse in your body, notice how it is with the hand that you have on your shoulder and the hand that you're sitting on. And just stay with it a bit until they synchronize, until they harmonize. Our body knows how to be well. And by putting our hands on these places, it's a gentle reminder to it of how things can be and how it used to be. It allows the energy to flow more freely so that we can heal and be rejuvenated and just relax. I hope you find that useful. There's other holds that help with other energy pathways in our bodies, and I'd be happy to share those with you as well. But we'll leave it here for today on the 11 and the 25. So I'm going to take you up into the sky now. I invite you to relax even a bit more. I'm changing hand positions to a mudra. To do this mudra, we put our hands together and fold down all our fingers except the middle ones. And it doesn't matter how it looks. Your hands might be like this, or your fingers might not come all the way down, and that's okay. The more you practice it, the more you'll have the flexibility and the release of tension in your body to hold these positions. So as you're holding this hand position, this mudra, check in with your body. Are there any areas that you still have a bit of tension in your arms, in your back, in your hips, in your legs? Or maybe some people even hold toes, toe tension as I call it. They might look all calm on the surface, but inside their shoes, their toes are gripping for dear life. So wherever there's some tension in your body, I invite you to focus your attention on one place and just breathe and relax. Breathe easily and gently. Let the breath flow out as you exhale. Relax. There's no need to hurry. And you can receive your next breath easily and gently. We never need to take a breath. We can receive it. It's always available to us. So if you imagine that you're outside on a clear day with this blue sky, it can be so amazing. And the light fluffy clouds are floating through the air. Maybe imagine the thoughts, any troubling thoughts or worries that you have, just easily floating away with the clouds. You don't need to hang on to them. Just be present. And again, you can hold this hand position as long as you like. One of my friends actually confided in me that this is her go-to when she wants to fall asleep, and she just tucks her hands under her head and rests them on the pillow, and she drifts off to sleep. And I'm going to bring back a little bit of different kinds of things in nature, something cute and fuzzy. Our time is coming to an end. Are you feeling a bit more relaxed? Has some of the tension melted away? I invite you to come back into the room, feeling the floor beneath your feet. Notice the feeling of the chair under your body. Bring your attention to your fingers and toes. Gently wiggle them. Maybe have a nice big stretch. And then in your own time, open your eyes and come back into the day. Here's a photo from earlier. We have some ever so cute cygnets and minis at the moment. They're so cute and fluffy and fuzzy, and it just makes me feel better and to have a bit of brightness and lightness in my day. So I share this with you to bring a bit of brightness and lightness to your day, and to remind you to be present and notice what's around you. I was walking down in the harbor field and I didn't notice anything because my thoughts were just going a million miles a minute. And for some reason I looked down and I saw the cygnets swimming in the water, and it just reminded me, be present, notice what's going on around you, and be grateful for them. There's so many wonderful things that we can see, whether it's fluffy baby swans or maybe a gorgeous tree or even just the clouds in the sky. We can be renewed through nature and through the resources that are always available to us. Thank you so much for sharing this time today. I hope you've enjoyed our mini break away from our busy day, and that you've let go of some of the tensions and worries you may have had before. As we're wrapping up today, I invite you to remember 3 things. First, that you can use these hand positions and these resources from nature anytime, anywhere. Second, I have a free gift for you. There's more resources on the Energy Flows website to help you remember these different holds. It can be hard to remember them sometimes. If you visit and see the letting go post. It's pinned to the top at the moment, and it includes some additional information and illustrates the holds so that you can refer back to them. And then lastly, these energetic practices are part of Jin Shin Jyutsu, an ancient Japanese art that came from Japan. Japanese art, Japan. And it's spread throughout the world. And this is just a very small taster, because not only do we hold our hands and we hold different places on our bodies, there's more complex pathways and sets of flows that we do. So when people come for a session, I would hold your shoulder and your hip and then carry it on further to help reduce your tension and to help you feel better. So if you've enjoyed our time together and you'd like to experience more Jin Shin Jyutsu with me or some more meditations with me, you can get in touch. My contact details are listed on the screen. This wraps up the set part of our talk and our time. If you'd like to stay on in the Zoom room and chat a bit more, whether it's questions you have or a personal circumstance that you're going through, you're very welcome to stay on. And if you have something that you'd like to share, you're very welcome. If you're watching this on replay, you can reach me through my contact details. And if you're watching this on Facebook, just put a note in the comments and I'll be glad to get back to you. And I hope everyone has a blessed day. I'll stop the streaming to Facebook now. Thank you so much. Have a great day.